Welcome to my channel Daily Bulletin News. Abigail comes face to face with Aaron and Felicity, but why don't her siblings recognize her? After Rafe calls Jada to tell her he's being released from the hospital, he comes to Gabby's room. He wakes her up from a dream of Stefan begging her to take him back. Upon getting her bearings, Gabby is thrilled to learn Rafe's well enough to go home. But she feels like such a fool for hiring the psychopath who stabbed him. He assures her she couldn't have known, but also, Connie is locked up and won't hurt anyone, including Stefan. Gabby insists she doesn't care what happens to him. EJ comes to the empty bistro as Stefan works on his laptop. EJ informs his brother that he is suing him for defamation for telling Mayor Price he was involved in stealing Nicole's baby. Since it will hurt his reputation and career prospects, he will need to be compensated. Stefan reminds EJ he admitted to helping Sloane cover up Jude's kidnapping. So, the truth is on his side. EJ wonders who will give a damn about the truth when it becomes common knowledge that he slept with Stefan's wife. Aaron meets Felicity in the square after she gets off work from Sweet Bits. She playfully slaps his hand away when he tries to take a treat she has for Mark. They talk about what a good brother Mark is for taking care of them. They think their parents would be proud. Aaron knows losing them was especially hard on Felicity, but assures her he and Mark are always there for her. In the park, Abigail laments what she's putting Chad through by pretending to remember his and Abigail's life together. Mark feels bad, too, but what's the alternative? Abigail says there is none. She has to get Chad to the altar, or their mother is a dead woman. Mark says the hardest part is lying to Aaron and Felicity. Abigail takes heart in the fact that when it's over, they can tell them that their mother is alive. At the Horton house, Julie tells Chad that Charlotte was going through the box of his and Abigail's mementos. She cries as she relays how Charlotte asked if she could talk to her mother. Julie had to tell her that her mother was in heaven even though she's just across town. It's time he told his children their mother is alive. Chad explains that Abigail fears it will be too traumatic for them since she doesn't remember them. Julie points out anyone in Salem could tell the kids, so it would be better to come from their father. Chad agrees. In the bistro, EJ glibly threatens to have the intruder report a not-so-blind item about his and Gabby's night of passion. Once that's printed, a jury will see Stefan as a cuckolded husband seeking revenge. However, he won't file the lawsuit if Stefan signs an affidavit stating all statements he made about him were false. Stefan reluctantly signs it. EJ confirms that he and Gabby only slept together once, but she did come back a second time. However, he turned her down out of respect for him. But he doubts Stefan will ever get their one time out of his head. Am I right? He smugly says with a chuckle. At the hospital, Rafe tells Gabby that Jada filled him on Stefan cheating on her. He understands that Stefan hurt her, but wonders if she's overreacting a little bit and could forgive him. Gabby fumes as Rafe explains he doesn't want her to do something she can't take back. She admits she may have escalated the situation by sleeping with EJ. You what? She says it was Connie's idea for her to get back at Stefan, which didn't seem like bad advice at the time. It didn't seem like bad advice to sleep with your husband's brother, the man who sent you to prison. Rafe asks incredulously. Gabby just couldn't get the image of Stefan and Ava out of her head. She doesn't think she ever will. The siblings exchange loving sentiments before Rafe leaves. Felicity and Aaron approach Mark and Abigail in the park. Mark introduces Abigail as one of his patients. Felicity thinks she looks familiar. Abigail uneasily assures her they haven't met. Mark tells his siblings they'll meet up later for dinner, and the teens leave. Eyes welling, Abigail can't believe she just saw her siblings after all this time, and they didn't know it was her. Of course, with the plastic surgery, she looks completely different, but she misses them. She gets a call from Chad, who asks her to the house. Alone in the park, Mark looks at a photo on his phone of a woman holding a baby. He says, "Don't worry Mom, we're going to get you out of this." He promises they'll save her. When Aaron and Felicity return, Felicity again says, Abigail looked familiar. When Abigail comes to the house, Chad says he's going to tell the kids the truth. I want us to tell them their mother is alive. From the hospital lobby, Rafe calls EJ to warn him away from Gabby and to stay out of her marriage. Is that a threat, Commissioner? EJ snarks. Go to hell, Rafe responds. Hanging up, EJ gloats over the marriage being doomed. Stefan comes to see Gabby at the hospital. He wanted her to know he just spoke to his lawyer. I'm filing for divorce. Next on Days of Our Lives, Abigail wants to get out of town, and EJ tries to save his job. Stay tuned and subscribe the channel.